We live in a world that measures worth by noise, followers, promotions, milestones shouted on social media. But what if your quietest moments are your greatest victories? The mornings you dragged yourself out of bed, the boundaries you set, the tiny sparks of joy you refused to let the world extinguish. That's where real strength lives. Let's talk about the 10 unspoken ways you're already winning, even if no one's clapping. You define success on your own terms. Success isn't a trophy handed to you by society. It's the quiet decision to value peace over hustle, to choose a small, meaningful life over a loud, empty one. Maybe you turned down a job that paid well but drained your soul. Maybe you quit comparing your progress to others' highlight reels. Society will call this settling, but you know the truth. You're trading applause for authenticity. Every time you ask, does this path light me up? Instead of, will this impress them? You're reclaiming your power. You're not lost. You're building a compass that points only to your north. You have survived battles no one else noticed. Strength isn't always a roar. Sometimes, it's the silence of carrying grief no one sees. It's the days you smiled through panic attacks, the nights you stared at the ceiling wondering if things would ever change, but still showed up the next morning. Society dismisses these as bad days. But you're a warrior. That text you sent a friend saying, I'm not okay. That's courage. The hours you spent talking yourself out of giving up, that's resilience. You don't need a trophy for surviving storms. Your existence is the proof. You protect your peace like it's sacred. In a world that demands constant availability, guarding your energy is an act of rebellion. Saying no to draining relationships, deleting apps that fuel insecurity, or leaving a party early to recharge, these aren't selfish choices. They're how you build a sanctuary for your soul. Think of the friend who always takes but never gives. Walking away isn't cruelty, it's self-respect. Society will guilt you for prioritizing rest, but you've learned you can't pour from an empty cup. Every no is a yes to the life you deserve. You find joy in the unimportant moments. Capitalism tells us joy must be earned through promotions, purchases, or productivity. But you found magic in the mundane. The first sip of coffee, a song that feels like a hug, the absurdity of a pigeon wearing breadcrumbs like a crown. Society calls these distractions. You call them lifelines. That 10 minutes you spent daydreaming instead of grinding, that's resistance. You're refusing to let the world turn you into a machine. Joy isn't trivial. It's how you remind yourself, I'm alive and that's enough. You have let go of people who couldn't love you well. Growth isn't pretty. It means outgrowing relationships that once felt like home. The friend who mocked your dreams, the partner who made you shrink, the family who couldn't see your worth. Walking away isn't failure. It's faith that better love exists. Society shames quitters, but you've learned that some bonds are anchors, not wings. That night you cried yourself to sleep, then woke up and chose yourself? That's bravery. You're not insensitive or indifferent. You're building a tribe that deserves you. You embrace imperfection without shame. Perfection is a myth sold to keep you striving, never thriving. But you've learned to love the messy middle, the lopsided cake you baked for a friend, the project you submitted with flaws, the selfie where your smile is real, not posed. Society calls this unpolished. You call it freedom. That time you said, good enough is perfect instead of obsessing over details, that's radical self-acceptance. You're not lazy. You're refusing to let fear of failure steal your joy. Imperfection isn't weakness. It's proof you're human, and that's beautiful. You choose kindness in a world that rewards ruthlessness. In a culture that glorifies dog-eat-dog ambition, Your quiet kindness is revolutionary. Holding the door for someone, listening without judgment, or forgiving yourself for mistakes, these aren't small acts. They're how you heal a fractured world. That day you bit back a cruel comment, even when you were hurting, that's strength. Society might call you naive, but compassion is courage in disguise. Every time you choose empathy over ego, you're planting seeds of hope in concrete cracks. You dare to dream differently now. Your dreams have changed, not because you failed, but because you've grown. The 9-to-5 corporate ladder lost its shine, and now you crave quiet mornings, creative freedom, or time with loved ones. Society says, aim bigger, but you've realized a smaller, intentional life is the dream. That night you cancelled plans to read a book in bed? That's clarity. You're not settling, you're choosing depth over noise. Redefining success isn't giving up, it's waking up. You have stopped waiting for permission to exist. You used to shrink, apologizing for your voice, your body, your needs. But now, you take up space. You wear the bold outfit, share the unpopular opinion, or say, I deserve better. Society labels this too much. But you've realized, you don't need to earn your right to exist. That moment you stopped editing your thoughts to please others, that's liberation. You're not arrogant. You're finally treating yourself like a person, not a problem to fix. You keep going, even when progress feels invisible. Growth isn't a viral moment. It's the daily grind of therapy sessions, budgeting, or learning to trust again. You don't see the roots, you're growing underground, but they're there. That day you dragged yourself to the gym, even after a sleepless night, the month you saved $10 instead of splurging, society won't applaud these, but you should. You're not stuck, you're building. Every tiny step is a whisper, I haven't given up on myself. And that's the most powerful victory of all. If you resonated with even one of these, if you saw your quiet battles reflected here, then this is your reminder. You're not behind. You're not broken. You are not alone. You are becoming. Now I need you to do 2 things. Firstly, pause this video and write down one thing you are proud of yourself today. Yes, even I got out of bed counts. Second, share this with someone who needs to know their strength is seen. The world needs more people like you. People who turn pain into power, who choose joy as rebellion, who keep going even when it's hard. You're not just surviving, you're teaching us all how to live.